Okay, so if you've known me a little while or you've just come into my world, I thought it'd be really useful for you to have a video that just explains what I actually do. Okay, how I make the money that I make, how I get paid every day, and why I believe that this is a far better way of creating content and expanding your reach on any social platform and ultimately make more sales. Okay. Now, one thing I want to say straight off the bat is I'm doing this. Okay. I found a system that's worked for me and my family. I've got two young kids, I've got a wife, and I'm not the type of person that wants to be stuck on their computer 7 days a week. I want to put my family first, but I also need to find a way of reaching new people, making sales, and delivering results for people. In this video, I'm going to show you the system that I used, okay, and I'm going to go through my story. I went from making $500 a month, and I was posting every day. In fact, as you'll see, I was actually posting 6 times a day sometimes, to generating consistent 10K to 30K months, all from under 5 posts a week. Okay, sometimes you'll see me post more than that. Sometimes you'll see me post like twice. All of that without burning out. Okay, that is all I'm interested in. So I wanted to start off with some proof, and I'm going to show you more of it. I'm going to show you loads of proof as we go through. But this is my last week in review, okay, on Instagram and Facebook. Now, what I do, I create, my whole system actually is based on studying Instagram, but I don't like to rent attention, as you'll see shortly. But all I do is create the video for Instagram, okay, and I repost that video automatically to Facebook. And the hilarious thing is, you can see, like, 5 Instagram posts, 5 Facebook posts, 6 Instagram stories, 6 Facebook stories. I get more reach on Facebook, even though I create for Instagram. And another thing I'll say is, if you're here and you want help with like YouTube Shorts or TikTok, all of this works the same. Okay, this is short form attention. This is the game. But it isn't all about just views and followers, as you'll see. If you want to make money, growth is part of the equation, but not all of it. So this is the whole point of this video. I'm going to break it down step by step so you can see if this is a model that you could try for yourself, okay? Because it has literally changed my life. As I've said, my job in this video isn't to convince you of anything, okay? I'm just going to explain what's worked for me, okay? After years of struggling and watching everyone but me win. And just because this works for me, it doesn't mean it's going to work for you, okay? It has worked for plenty of other people, like you'll see, but if anyone promises you, magic pills and instant results or anything like that, immediately don't trust them. Okay. So this is me making 6 videos a day and making less than $500 a month. Okay. So here it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This video actually got 21,000 views. Not much happened because of it. But that happened. And I took myself through the school of hard knocks. And look, you can see here, basically, $705 in sales, but my earnings was only about $460. There may have been some other like affiliate bits coming in there, but honestly, it was around $500. And for that output, criminal. So people that should leave this video now, I'll bow, we'll shake hands, and you can be on your merry way. This isn't for people who have never created content before, or those that aren't ready to focus and invest in their business. If you're coachable, serious, and you want the system that I use, okay, and one that's proven to work, because I'm still using it, okay? Everything I'm kind of using is live. This is a constant game of testing, okay? If that's you, we're going to get on well, okay? Also, we're going to get on well if you're a similar type of person to me. So one thing I love is putting knowledge into systems, because when I learn something, I have to put it into a process so that I don't need to keep doing the boring stuff, okay? I just want a simple process to follow, so I record it, and that's just how I work. If you're a family first type person, you work hard, but you do it because you want to earn more while spending more time with them. Some people are doing this because they want multiple billions. I'm very ambitious, but I want to kind of own my own life, and more time with my family and being able to be there for them is the most important thing. So the last thing, will get on well if you're not looking for a magic pill to take away all your problems, okay? You get paid based on the problems you solve, and I'm hopefully going to help you solve a load of those problems today, especially with content and funnels. Let's crack straight on. Okay, why are you even here? So my guess is you're stressed from not knowing which way to turn with content, because there is so much noise out there now. I'm not riffing on these guys here at all. I just grabbed a screenshot from YouTube to show that everyone has the new strategy, okay? And the funny thing is, loads of different strategies work. It's finding one that suits you, okay, your kind of personality and your kind of constraints, what you can actually do. So yeah, you're probably feeling quite stressed because you don't know which way to turn with your content, how to maybe monetize that attention that you're getting or not getting on social media. And you're overwhelmed and you just want clarity. Okay, you want to see what someone like me is doing. You want a clear roadmap. That's why you're here. So why should you listen to anything I have to say? Okay. I'm not particularly fond of bragging. I'm not very good at sharing a lot of my wins, but I do this because I know if I show you some results, you're going to be more likely to stick around and watch this video. And that's good for everyone. Okay. So Instagram, as I've said, is my primary platform. I just auto repost onto Facebook. I never even look at Facebook, the comments. Sorry if anyone DMs me there. It's just automated. Okay. And it's because I'm bothered about collecting the right type of attention, but then I move it somewhere. Okay. So, but it's just to show you, look, like over the last month, 1 million views on each platform, only posting like 3 to 5 times a week. So I've got a total following across all platforms of more than this now, but about 615,000 people follow me, which is cool. Instagram's my primary, and I only really post on these two. Okay. This is Facebook. This is Instagram. TikTok, hilarious that I don't post on there. I just don't. And YouTube, I've just started kind of posting on there a little bit more because people tend to enjoy more longer form stuff. Okay, like this. So that's why you should listen to me, I suppose, if you want to grow and get views, because obviously I can do that. And it's not just myself I've done that for. I am literally just giving you some proof, okay, straight off the bat. I've sold over $3 million worth of products on the internet. I've spent more than 40 grand on content and funnel education. I won't bullshit you. Okay, building a business isn't easy. But if you do the right things in the right way consistently, you win. Now, most importantly, the system I teach is what I'm actively using today, okay, to get paid anywhere between $500 up to $2,000 a day. It's what I actively use, okay? So anyone that has access to me, either via my coaching group or one-to-one stuff, whatever, even people that purchase my digital snacks, this is what I'm using currently. Okay. Because if it doesn't work, then what's the point? And I'm not going to get any sort of repeat custom, which is what a business is based on. So first of all, who am I? And yeah, what am I doing here? So my name is Nick Papworth. I have 2 beautiful children and a wonderful wife. I'm one of 5 children. Okay. Here's my brothers and sisters. We're incredibly close. Okay. Now, when I was 21, again, this isn't a sob story. I'm just telling you a little bit about me. Because this was a pivotal moment in my life. When I was 21, I was diagnosed with cancer. I came very, very close to losing my life. And that gave me a perspective shift. Okay, actually today I've been in London this morning to go and have my annual checkup. I love going up there. It's so, so nice. It's been like 14 years now. 14 years? Yeah, almost. Since I had it, but to this day, I'm grateful for what I experienced, even though at the time I was very, very upset every day. Was in hospital for like 3 months. They said, 60% chance of living. Then I had a big operation, which was like 11 hours. Same odds again. I was like, 60% chance of living is not actually that good. That really, if anyone says that to you, you think, well, 60 is better than 50. It's not. I didn't like that. But anyway, I was very, very lucky. And very, very lucky. And it kind of like pushed me off this path of just being an idiot and drinking and just thinking success was owed to me and it would find its way to me. It took me a little couple of years to calibrate afterwards, but then this fire got lit inside me. And the other thing I say is I like being silly. So this is me lying on a pavement in Bratislava, having a laugh. Yeah. I've got a golden retriever as well called Buddy. He's great, but a complete lunatic. And yeah, we've got 2 young kids. So it is hard work having a golden retriever. But anyway, my mission, what am I doing here? I want to help 1,000 people scale to 100,000 followers. And I also want them to add 10 to 20K to their monthly cash flow. Okay. I want to scale my own business to low stress 100K months. Okay. Not right away because this kind of stuff takes time. Basically because I want to build this on solid skills. Okay. I'm constantly a student, so I'm learning every single day. It's a huge part of what I do. But one of my big drivers is I want to build skills that I can pass on to my children, onto my son and daughter. I want to sit there and be able to help them win when I'm not around. And ultimately, I want to be there for my family when they need me. Okay. So that's like my mission. So this is me back in 2021, posting 5 videos a day, earning up to $500 a month. Here I am. These are more videos. Honestly, it was 5 videos every day, sometimes 6 or 7. My idea was really simple. Get more views, get more sales. So if I just hammer content, more attention, I make more sales. At the time, I was selling an Amazon FBA course for $75 a pop. Back then, this was my plan to get to $10,000 a month. 1, make more videos. If that doesn't work, make more courses. So for the whole of 2022, I sold $4,200 worth of my Amazon course, which I'm still pretty pleased with. Everyone starts somewhere, and that was still cool. Now, that's just the digital product, but I don't know how much more I earned than that. And there was some affiliate stuff. But anyway, 2023 was better, but still nowhere near a 10K month dollars over the year of 2023, just for the digital product, like courses side. And when people come to me and go, yeah, I'm thinking like I want to grow my audience, I think then I'm going to build a course and sell it. And I see like selling courses is a great idea. It kind of is. It's going to take you a while unless you have some experience. The model I now use, which we're going to go through today, is far more effective. Okay, I grinded this stuff for like 2 years. When I shifted to what I'm going to talk to you about, things changed. Okay, and I made much more money, much quicker. But this is just to show you that, look, you're not, super behind. Everyone starts somewhere, and you've just got to keep building and just not give up. Okay. So anyway, at this point, 2023, I'm not hitting my 10K months yet. It left me thinking, what do I do from here? So I spent more time working in this tiny little bedroom. Okay, in between looking after my son, like when he napped, I'd be back in here. 2-hour nap, lovely. Wife's downstairs. I'm in here hustling. I invested about 20K in coaching and programs, although not always worth it. But even when it wasn't worth it, I learned something. Okay, because I started to watch what people were doing, not just listening to what they were saying. And it's just a way better way to do it. So I continued to get better and better. And people in my local area started talking about my content expertise. Okay, so it's just by kind of chance the next part happened. So one Saturday, I got a text from a friend. He wanted to introduce me to his boss, which I didn't know at the time, but he was, I knew he was like a finance guy, but he was the CEO of a 9-figure finance tech company. It's like a fintech company, like a crypto kind of thing. Now, I had a chat a few weeks later. Long story short, this is a screenshot from a contract. They sent me an offer to join them as a consultant, okay, $4,500 a month to consult on their lead gen strategy. Now, for this, I had one meeting with them a week, which was an hour, and I'd kind of be there on, WhatsApp. Or was it WhatsApp? Yeah, there to support. So that was kind of what it looked like. I agreed because I thought, well, this is great on the side of everything I'm learning, and it broke my frame. This is the most important thing. I'd gone from a $75 offer to a $4,500 per month offer. Okay, remember, I still had the course, but it was Amazon at the time, not lead gen and what I was actually getting good at, which was social media, attention, psychology, content marketing, blah, blah, blah. So, but yeah, this broke my frame. And I realized if I wanted to make the most of my audience building skills, I needed different offers to suit different people. So this is kind of what happened. So the old way of doing things for me was, creating content with 0 results. This is fine. Post until you drop. So it was volume over intent. Felt like the algorithm lottery. It really did. Vanity views. Okay. So there was call to actions, but I didn't really understand where the attention was going. I didn't realize how important that part was. So what I understood was, after a couple of years, is you only actually rent attention on Instagram and TikTok. Okay, I had one video that hit 10 million views, and I actually did funnel people through to a pinned video, which was quite smart. But I think I made like 2K from it, which is ridiculous from that many views. But anyway, it's what I mean when I say there's more context to content and funnels. Now, yeah, back then it was one tiny course, only offer low price. Okay, I'll just sell loads of them. No follow-up path. Okay, no kind of idea of the customer journey, where I wanted to get them, what the transformation would be. And it just ended up being a revenue roller coaster, spikes when reels hit flat, and then me kind of thinking, what am I going to do? How I thought I should do it isn't working. So what do I do now? I decided to start educating myself heavily, which was cool. Now, the new way that I've come up with is called the viral converter loop. So we've got magnetized content. Now, this is about intent first. Now, I'm bothered about maximizing the reach of every post, but I'm very, very bothered about that post being able to convince people that I can actually help them. Okay, I'm not just jumping on a viral trend. Viral formats, that's a different kind of story. But the first part of my new kind of method, which allows me to get lots and lots of views on whatever platform I post on, magnetized content. Okay, so intent first, but with viral structures in mind. Proven hooks, the rest of it. Then we've got the eyeball to email bridge. Okay, now this is also kind of referred to as my 3-part evergreen lead magnet. Okay, I'm not a big fan of having to, rustle up new lead magnets every 5 minutes. So I wanted something that meets the potential customer client where they are, but gives them different tastes of things for free, whilst encouraging them to kind of transact with me, as you'll see. So that's the next phase. Okay, it's taking that attention basically from social media and getting it onto an email list. And I do that via automations. Okay, it's super clean. I add like 200-300 new emails a day. The last part of my viral converter loop system is the VC ladder. Okay, so it's just like a low ticket to high ticket upsell system. Now, one thing I'll say is I have students, clients that use just the high ticket part, which I'll show you, and just the low ticket part and just the mid ticket part. However, they still go through the same process of mapping out where their potential customer is. Okay, because if you understand that, then you're going to make more money in the long run. Okay, and also be able to focus on the actual business that you want to run. Okay, so I'm once again asking you to create your own viral converter loop. Okay, so the viral converter loop. So this is how I turn intent-driven content into emails, then into high lifetime value customers on autopilot. Okay, so you can see here 7,500 new emails a month. It's been more than that in the past. And in low ticket sales, it's between 3K and 5K a month. Okay, and low ticket digital sales. Now, currently, I'm not actually running any ads, although I do help people with ads, and I'm cooking up a new ad strategy because I found something I want to do. But anyway, look, you get my point. This is from organic. So 3 to 5K each month in a low ticket, digital sales. And why is that good? Well, for me, I learned that a customer is worth more than 100 leads. Okay, 100 emails on your list compared to one customer. There's no comparison. Okay, in April 2025, when I started to kind of discover all of this, you can see in that month 103 new customers. And yeah, I changed my strategy. And now my Instagram to email system, I should probably call that my short form to email system, brings in around 100 new customers every month. Let's look at that process. Okay, what does it look like? So I create content I know my target audience will enjoy on Instagram. I auto repost to Facebook. Okay, I've got maybe 100 videos I should upload to YouTube, TikTok. Maybe I will at some point. But I just do those two platforms. Okay, I turn this attention each month into 7,500 new emails. I've got a list of about 38,000 people on my email list. I started in October last year. So it's not like you've been doing this for ages. This is brand new since October. Okay, swipe the system. I set it up in October last year. Okay, so anyway, so leads then become customers through automated emails, and me having a way of when they find me on social media and they give me their email, I need to be able to make people offers. Okay, sensible offers that fit their journey. But what happens is I'm at least encouraging people to purchase, to get a kind of taste of what I'm about. Now, what tends to happen is customers become clients, okay, either via one-to-ones, community. I also do some one-to-one, some done-for-you stuff, like very, very limited. But this results in me getting paid every day, okay, as you can see here. Very simple. So I wanted to get onto this quickly because you might be thinking, that's great, Nick. This works for you, but how do you know it's repeatable for others? I'm going to give you examples of other people that have installed the VC loop and they've used different parts of it and have had great results. Okay, this isn't going to turn into a testimonial pitch, but just so that you can see how my system works, not just for me. Okay, so the McCabe's, really, really big following. The main thing we focused on with them was setting up their eyeball to email bridge, okay, their 3-part lead magnet. Now, that was kind of what drew us together, if you like, to start with. But then using the kind of VC program, they didn't need any help with their content. Okay, they're bigger than me, much, much bigger. Maybe I should go to them for content coaching. No, so they, as well as the eyeball to email bridge, getting their attention into their email list, they also needed some more time to themselves because they do really well, but it's a lot of like intensive one-to-one stuff. So we came up with, using my VC ladder, we came up with a series of kind of offers that made sense. And month one, you'll see there's a video. If you're on the kind of community application page, there's a video somewhere here of me and Terry talking about how I think at the end of month one, we ran our first digital product and it made him about 15K. It makes him about 15 to 20K extra sales, all passive, doesn't have to do anything, it's digital, no delivery, when he runs it, which I think is once every 2 months and might be more frequent. But anyway, Blanda, okay, came to me. She came to me at under 500 followers. She's actually at 36,000 followers now. She is awesome, but yet she needed help with her content. Obviously, she wasn't being seen. She had under 500 followers. So I helped her understand how we could increase that number. Okay, with intent first. Okay, she went on to be very, very successful, and she continues to be. She had her first $1,000 day, and she was making about $400-500 a month, I think, when she came to me. She's had a $4,000 a day as well. So she's making very, very good money now. Obviously, with all of these people, I'm not going to take credit for everything they've done. All I'm helping them do is install parts of my system. Okay? So yeah, this is what I mean when I say there's not a magic pill. But things work, okay, but you just have to find someone that's using it and install them, basically. So Yolanda's done really well. It's really special because now she earns more from this than she does her full-time career, which is amazing. Vlad, he's, one of my OGs, really. I've been with Vlad for, I don't know, he's been in my kind of orbit for about a year now, and we've done everything with him. Content, taking his attention onto his email list. We had a €50,000 total revenue from the cohort. You can see here within 4 weeks of starting. This is turning into a, oh, look how good I am. But look, you get the point. This, what he launched here was the beginning stages of his VC ladder. Okay, the low ticket stuff. A nice €300 a day passively. Anyway, so why do 9 out of 10 people fail when trying to do this? Okay, now I've got a great example. And if you go and look up Joe, he's now on more than 3,000 subs. But the screenshot, and this video is actually at 400,000 views now. It's only at 50,000 here, so I've done myself a disjustice there. But he spent 20K on a done-for-you 7-figure content coaching program. Okay, and it got 0 results. $21,000. I know he doesn't mind me saying that. It's from a very, very well-known, big viral content growth guru. Okay, so what happens when these kind of, I'm not riffing on everyone, but when these businesses get to a certain stage and people start like moving away the care that they can give others by creating trainings and stuff that actually work and they're actively using, they get very disconnected. So yeah, like I say, 0 results. He was absolutely shocked. I'm going to get a video of me and him just chatting about what we've done. But anyway, amazing guy. And yeah, I taught him to create content that non-followers, I don't care about your followers would enjoy. 50,000 views within 4 days. Anyway, so 9 out of 10 people fail because they can't reach new people through organic content, because non-followers, it's this simple, won't watch more than 3 seconds. Okay, more than 1 second usually. They keep changing their content formula rather than learning from their 7-day video analytics. They don't take email marketing seriously. They don't realize that on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, they're only renting attention. If they hit a viral video, it doesn't include enough context to sell the person on their capabilities. They give too much away for free. They used to be like me, freebie Nick, and that's no good for anyone, because even if you give people everything they want for free, they won't do anything with it anyway. It's just human nature. They don't structure their offers to make the most of any attention they get. They don't have an offer for wherever. When people find you on socials or wherever, they're all going to be at different stages. So if you don't have a different offer to suit them where they're coming from, well, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Okay, I think 10% of the market typically will purchase like high ticket. Well, what about the other 90%? Okay, it's crazy. Anyway, so yeah, also people fail. This isn't me kind of jabbing at Joe here, but they think expensive, fully done for you content services will solve all of their content and monetization problems. If you're growing a personal brand, it needs to be done by you. So there are ways to remove you from the process, especially with like HeyGen, avatar stuff now, but just saying, like, you need to kind of learn this stuff. It's important. So how can you install this loop in your business? So you can use systems to model proven content for quicker virality. You can customize high-reach content structures with your own expertise. You can use my 3-part evergreen lead magnet to attract high-intent leads. Okay, that's one of my favorite parts of what I do, because even if you're not getting a ton of views, you can still actually turn any intent you've got into sales. Okay, but the evergreen lead magnet, the connection, again, it's simple. When I say 3-part, it's actually quite a simple thing because they're all part of the same thing. It wouldn't be fair to the people inside my community if I went like too deep into that. But anyway, you should model my funnel, set up, customize to your business goals. Take proven email campaigns and automations and personalize them through your you and your business. Use content automations to pull customers into your world, and use a VC ladder or something equivalent to ascend customers into clients. And you also need proof and story content, because that's going to continue to draw buyers towards you each and every day. So the system looks like this. If you've got these things in play, you're going to scale with less of your time being required. Okay, so what does the pathway actually look like? So if you were to decide, cool, like I want to install what you have in my business, okay, and remember, there's no pressure. I'm not selling you here. That's going to be up to you. But it looks like this. So in phase 1, weeks 1 to 2, you're going to come in, we're going to nail your creator market fit so that you're the obvious authority. We're going to define your content pillars and intent keywords that feed the magnetized content engine. Okay, then first you're going to blueprint the to email bridge and the VC ladder, so you can see how your next 100,000 views and the 10K months are going to come, or adding 10K to your business is going to come. Okay, because you might already be at like 10, 15K, but you just want to add more with more leverage. That's the same thing, but you have to blueprint it so you can see what it's going to look like. So then you can go. Okay, so that's the setup phase. Then it's the implementation, which is actually deploying the Magnetize content engine, activating the eyeball to email bridge. And yeah, you get, my templates, a creator market fit workbook, all of my stuff. Okay, just dropped on you, but in a way that it's step by step. Okay, so what you also get inside VC, which is my private community, is community support that keeps you moving towards the goals that you set out. Now, that's going to take you up to 10 weeks, realistically, and for some people shorter, for some people longer. Now, phase 3 is going to be scaling, weeks 11, 16, and that's where we're starting to actually install the VC ladder and let automations push buyers up the value chain. We're also going to look at rolling out your long-form expansion blueprint to compound reach and revenue simultaneously. What can happen here? Like I say to people, VC, Viral Converters, is a 16-week thing, but really it's a 12-month thing. But after 16 weeks, you'll have all the system. So you'll have everything. And at that point, you might decide to keep pushing. Like many of my people scale to 1 million plus views a month and $50,000 a month plus. Or you might decide to kick back, enjoy what you now know, the freedom and the self-running content machine, and have that in your pocket. So the time to results, as I'll tell you, in 16 weeks, you'll own like these assets that you'll be able to install. Really, you're probably going to want to have in your head, 9 to 12 months is going to be everything you need to actually start compounding and moving forwards. That's what it was like for me anyway. Okay. And I can only say how this has worked for me. So if this feels like something that you want, something you want to install, and it feels aligned, you're done with the whole hustle for views hamster wheel, I'd love to help you install it. Okay. So you can apply by clicking the link in the description and go through the process. You can also follow me on Instagram. Okay, NKPaps, and just DM me on Instagram, not Facebook, because I don't really see it on Facebook. DM me the word install, okay, and I'll give you the details. We only open our doors a few times per month to ensure results and keep a good experience for those that I work with. But I'd love to help everyone. Unfortunately, I don't have the bandwidth to help everyone, so it's just to make you aware of that. But hopefully, this has given you good insight to what it is I do. I appreciate you. I wish you all of the success to growth and conversion within your business, and I'll speak to you very soon.